I investigated 72 matcha brands and only 6 passed the test as the best matcha brands in the industry. In today's product review, we reveal what matcha brands are hot garbage and which are the best in class. Matcha consumption in the United States has grown. A lot of you love matcha, and for good reason, right? It's tasty. I don't even think it's an acquired taste. I think it's good or it's not for some people, right? And I think most people really do love matcha, especially how you can mix it up and flavor it up. Some of you use sugar, honey, monk fruit, stevia, however you do. Maybe you put creamer, maybe you put dairy milk, maybe you put almond milk, whatever you do. Matcha in itself has become a routine for us in the mornings, and for good reasons. There are therapeutic benefits to matcha. Now, I want you to understand, like every industry, not everything is created equal, and matcha in itself has a big spectrum. A lot of brands out there are not that good. Now, in many cases, not that good that it can be harmful. Now, we have to watch out for things in matcha. For one, when you're drinking matcha, you don't want just to drink something for the taste. You want something to do benefits in the body, give you that benefit that matcha does. So you really want to get those therapeutic constituents that are really dense in certain matcha brands and less so in other ones. So naturally, you're going to want to know which one are the best ones out there. And then you also want to stay away from ones that have toxins, that have heavy metals. Because I always say this, if you're drinking something every single day, if you're giving it to your kids, some of you might be, then you really want to make sure that you have a high quality company that you're supporting. So when it comes to matcha, we're going to go everything. How many of us are consuming matcha? What is matcha? How's it processed, prepped, the different types of different grades of matcha, green tea versus matcha, some of the benefits of matcha across all body systems, matcha and cancer. What is the mechanism behind how matcha protects us from cancer? This is a really important one because it's predicted 1 in 3 women, 1 in 2 men are going to have cancer by the time 50, 60 years old. So we really got to start thinking about this. We have to protect ourselves. So anyway, matcha and alcohol consumption. I spoke about this a lot before, how matcha can actually protect you when you're drinking alcohol. Oh yeah, we're going to go over that too. And then we're going to go into the product review and go over the best and worst matchas out there. Matcha has seen a significant surge, especially in the past few years. And like I said, for good reason. It's versatile. It's got some fantastic health benefits. And the global market of matcha has grown. Matcha is a type of powdered green tea. It originates from Japan. It's made from finely ground leaves, and it's coming from the Camellia sinensis plant. That's the green tea plant, right? Same plant used to make all of those, not only green tea, actually black tea also, oolong tea. But matcha is unique in the way it's cultivated, the way it's processed, and the way it's prepared. That gives it its distinct characteristics, its health benefits, right? So matcha is actually grown under very specific conditions to actually enhance its flavor and its nutritional profile. So for about 3 to 4 weeks before any harvest, the tea plants are actually shaded. They're just hanging out in the shade, reduced direct sunlight, up to 90%. They're just hanging out in the dark. And why is this process important? Well, it actually begins to increase chlorophyll levels in there. And that's what's starting to give matcha its super vibrant green colors. The more chlorophyll in a matcha, the more vibrant, the more green it is. But it's also boosting the production of really important amino acids, particularly L-theanine, which is a fantastic amino acid that is inherent in all matchas, but at different levels. Now, when we did this product investigation, we actually asked companies, what is the level of L-theanine in your matchas? Some of them were really low, negligible, and some of them were good, at a good level where you're actually going to have benefit of it. Regardless, L-theanine is a fantastic amino acid that's found in matcha that actually doesn't give us the jitters like coffee does, because it helps relax us into this brainwave state where it's the same brainwaves that we're really provoking when we're meditating. So it helps us get into this relaxed, focused state. L-theanine is fantastic. It's safe. It's just one of my favorite amino acids, one of my favorite supplements out there. When it's processed, the tea leaves are steamed to prevent any oxidation. You don't want to be drinking something that is inflaming you and causing oxidation throughout your body. And that's helping preserve their color and more of the nutritional content. The leaves are then dried and they're removed. They're taking out all the stems, the veins to give a pure leaf. And this is the tencha. And the leaf in itself is stone ground into the fine powder to produce, ding, 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 matcha. And that's what we see in our canisters that we buy. Now, matcha can be prepared differently, but traditionally it's prepared by whisking the powder with hot water. And that process of whisking creates this frothy green tea. The thing that's really unique about matcha is like, unlike other teas, right? You've made like chamomile tea, hibiscus tea, lemongrass tea. You steep the leaves and then you discard them. Matcha actually involves the consumption of the whole leaf. Remember, we were talking about the leaf in itself is ground, which having in matcha is a whole ground leaf. And that's what's really giving its optimal benefits. And when it comes to matcha, it's categorized into multiple categories depending on its quality and how you intend to use it. There's ceremonial grade matcha. This is the highest quality. So in itself, if you're looking for matcha and you really want to get high quality, nutrient dense, you look for ceremonial grade. And that's used in traditional Japanese tea ceremonies. And it's made from the youngest, the most tender leaves that has a delicate flavor. But there's also premium grade. This is also high quality matcha, and that's suitable for daily consumption. It has a balanced flavor. It's a little bit less expensive than the ceremonial one. Then there's a culinary grade. This is used mostly for cooking, sometimes in making drinks. It has a stronger flavor. This would be the least expensive of all. It makes it ideal to add it into recipes without overpowering it. So different types of matcha. But it's much more concentrated than green tea. And there's a lot of studies on green tea and how it benefits our system, especially when it comes to inflammation, especially when it comes to cancer. Matcha is more concentrated than regular green tea. Because why? Remember, you're consuming the whole leaf in its powdered form. Rather than just steeping the leaves and discarding the leaf, you get the whole leaf and all the nutritional content in there, including the antioxidants, which is the reason why matcha is significantly higher in nutritional content and antioxidants than green tea. Matcha contains up to 137 times more antioxidants than regular green tea. And one study found that its crown jewel of antioxidants, this is the EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, is a powerful antioxidant. It's 3 times higher in matcha than in the highest quality regular green teas. This is why I'm such a fan of matcha over green tea. And I love green tea. I'll drink it if someone makes it for me, but I'm not really going to make it for myself. I'm going to make the matcha for myself. Matcha is fantastic too. It's got vitamins, it's got minerals, it's got amino acids, and compared to regular green tea, it's higher on all of them. Now, when you think of green tea versus matcha, you need to make about 10 cups of regular green tea to equal 1 cup of matcha when it comes to nutritional and antioxidant levels. And this isn't just like hearsay and maybe this, maybe that. No, there's multiple studies that have been measuring this, and we see over and over higher levels of catechins, higher levels of all antioxidants, higher nutritional benefit. It's fantastic stuff. And the concentration of EGCG is always significantly higher than green tea. Remember, like 1 cup is going to equal 10 cups of green tea. So you want matcha. Now, if you don't like matcha, go with the green tea. Just make sure you drink a lot of it. But if you do like matcha, drink the matcha. So matcha is it's one of the best things out there. It's one of the closest things to food medicine. There's a lot of foods out there that are really therapeutic. Like I love broccoli sprouts, really therapeutic. I don't do well with cruciferous vegetables because of the sulfur content, and I'm a little sensitive to sulfur, but cruciferous vegetables, fantastic food medicine out there. Walnuts, fantastic food medicine out there. There's a lot of really, really good fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds that are in itself, in many ways, medicinal to our system. Matcha is up there. Now, when you think of matcha, I want you to think about some of the telltale benefits. High antioxidant. There's multiple studies. One study published in the Journal of Food Science found that matcha has higher antioxidant levels than green tea, especially in EGCG, as we know, but its capacity, right? The antioxidant capacity. And this study actually quantified the antioxidant capacity of how it quenches free radicals. That's the ORAC score. And they found that matcha had a really significantly high value of ORAC score. A meta-analysis study in molecular nutrition and food research confirms that green tea catechins have potent antioxidant effects in the body. They are going to help reduce oxidative stress that is really part of the byproducts of just being a human. But on top of that, these drinking that a lot of people be doing and smoking that people be doing and poor diets and then the just overall emotional stress, that's all causing inflammation in the body. It's going to help reduce that. And that's leading to reduction in chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, cancers, which I'll talk about in a moment. One of my favorite benefits of matcha is cognitive enhancement. It helps enhance your overall mood. Randomized control trials published in investigated the cognitive and mood effects of matcha. Participants who consume matcha experience improved attention, reaction time, working memory compared to the placebo group that wasn't getting any matcha. And it's really the presence of, as I mentioned before, the L-theanine and the caffeine. Caffeine and matcha can go up to like 70 milligrams, 60 milligrams, usually around there. But the L-theanine is really working synergistically to help that cognitive function and promote a state of, again, relaxed alertness. Your body's relaxed, but you're focused. And then another study in the Journal of Medicinal Food showed that matcha consumption led to a reduction in anxiety and improvements in mood. And again, that's the L-theanine that is helping the neurotransmitter activity in the brain. Not only that, weight management and metabolism. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition conducted a randomized control trial where participants who consumed green tea extract, which included matcha, showed increased energy expenditure, increase in fat oxidation, breakdown of fat compared to the control group. It has a thermogenic effect, which is attributed to the antioxidants in there and the caffeine that is found in matcha, helping you lose weight, helping you burn fat. Matcha, yes, right? Like a meta-analysis in the Obesity Review Journal, they looked at multiple randomized controlled trials, right? They gathered them all. Meta-analysis, a really high level, quality, strong study is showing that green tea catechins found in the matcha contributed to weight loss and the maintenance by enhancing metabolic rates. It's actually turning up the heat in your body to promote fat loss. Number one killer, heart attacks, heart disease, coronary, right? So now we have randomized controlled trials showing that green tea in itself, the catechins in there, are actually reducing significantly LDL and cholesterol levels and total cholesterol levels. It's actually protecting your heart. Big meta-analysis on matcha, green tea, nutrition, metabolism, and cardiovascular diseases. They looked at different studies on green tea's effect on cardiovascular health and the consumption of it, including matcha. And they showed it's improving your blood vessel function, endothelial function, reducing risk factors for cardiovascular disease. I mean, it's fantastic stuff. But one of the things that always sticks out for me when it comes to matcha and health and wellness is around cancer. Matcha is actually a cancer preventative. Randomized controlled trial in cancer prevention research, they looked at matcha, they looked at green tea, they looked at the catechins, those antioxidants, and they showed a reduction in biomarkers associated with cancer risk. And they highlighted that EGCG, the same thing that is helping reduce that inflammation in the body in matcha, can actually inhibit the growth of cancer cells and induce apoptosis, the killing of cancer cells. That's incredible. Meta-analysis. Oncotarget Journal, they reviewed anti-cancer effects of EGCG and green tea and other polyphenols that are found in both. And they found that the compounds in there actually modulate key signaling pathways that actually involve in cell proliferation. So basically they're slowing down cells from growing, and they're actually, those cancer cells, killing them. They're blowing them up. It's pretty crazy. It's matcha. Isn't that incredible? The nature is helping our body heal. And it's, again, providing more and more evidence to us that, yeah, like green tea and matcha in itself is a preventative. It's a fantastic therapy. We see other studies just showing overall, it just inhibits cancer cell growth in multiple different cancer cell lines, all the way from Petri dish studies and all the way up to randomized controlled trials in human studies. As I mentioned before, it induces programmed cell death. We see that, and that's EGCG playing a major, major part. It actually inhibits a process called angiogenesis. That is the growth of new blood vessels into cancer cells. So they're getting less nutrition, less nutrients, and dying off. Incredible in the intelligence of nature helping protect us. It's also been connected to just being overall anti-inflammatory. We know that an inflammatory body is the grounds of which cancer can grow and proliferate. Anti-inflammatory. We know that epigenetic changes like DNA methylation can lead to cancer progression, and matcha, or the EGCG in matcha, can help restore normal expression of the genes that are actually protecting us from growing cancer, or stopping the genes that are pushing us for cells from proliferating into a malignant level. So again, pretty incredible, the understanding of nature and when it comes into our body and the way it works together. And matcha is just so fantastic. And lastly, I'll close with this part of the knowledge bomb with how wonderful matcha or even green tea is for protecting us for alcohol-induced damage. There's antioxidants, and matcha is rich in, again, those catechins, EGCG, and they're potent antioxidants, and they're protecting us. They're protecting the liver. Now, I'm saying this in the context of if you drink alcohol, that is a forest fire. And matcha is not going to turn off the forest fire. Stopping drinking alcohol is going to turn it off, okay? I want you to think about it this way, like matcha will help salvage the organisms or the nature or the life that is subject to breakdown or damage from the forest fire. It's going to help protect, but it's not, this isn't for you to hear, oh, I'm just going to continue drinking alcohol and drink matcha with it. That's not the solution. It's not going to help you anywhere near the amount of just going, I'm going to reduce or just stop drinking alcohol. But the antioxidants can help neutralize free radicals, especially in the liver, protecting the liver. We know the liver goes through a lot when you drink. So we know that there's multiple studies, one in the Food and Chemical Toxicology Journal, that investigated the effects of green tea and matcha on liver damage. And it concluded that the antioxidants in there found in matcha can actually mitigate liver damage by reducing this peroxidation process that causes the inflammation in the liver and improving the antioxidant enzymes in the liver. Fantastic stuff. We also know that it's an overall anti-inflammatory. It's protecting the tissues, especially around the mouth, in the throat, in the stomach, in the gut, in the colon. It actually inhibits fat accumulation. A lot of you don't know that excess alcohol consumption can lead to fatty liver disease, and a lot of younger people are getting fatty liver disease. And the antioxidants found in matcha can inhibit the accumulation of fat in the liver, which is really, really important because that fat in the liver can actually become cirrhotic and it can cause liver disease down the line. I mean, drinking is in itself a whole podcast, but I love it. It's fantastic stuff. Matcha's great, but really, y'all came for the segment. Y'all came for the product review segment. Let's go over the best and worst matchas out there. All right, little product review section. Here we go. We want to go over matchas. Now, as always, I have a fantastic intern and I got to shout her out, Danae. She has been doing the past product reviews for me and is so thorough, and she is a bulldog. And she when she wants something, she goes for it. And if a company doesn't give it, she lets me know. So I could not have done this work without her. So let's get into it. Look, a lot of matcha brands are anything that is like where the money is. There's going to be brands popping up. That's business. That's great. That is capitalism. Anyway, when it comes to matcha, we want to look for companies that provide us with quality assurance. We want to know that they're going to show that we do our testing and we can show you that there is negligible, no, low heavy metals. We can show you that it is USDA organic, or if it's not USDA organic, we can tell you all about the process we take and we're working for that label. We can show quality assurance certifications that it is made in a lab that is clean, that it is made in a lab that follows all of the really high-level standardizations to make sure you're getting a quality product. We have a matcha that has really good levels of L-theanine and EGCG, which I will say a lot of companies didn't report on that, some did. But you want to make sure you're getting one that has therapeutic benefit, right? Or otherwise you're just drinking green juice or warm green juice with some milk in it, right? So we really want to make sure if we're spending our money, and matcha is not cheap, if we're spending our money, we're spending it on companies that are actually coming out and giving us a good product. So I'm going to say all of this. There's companies that didn't correspond with us, and them not corresponding with us doesn't mean they're the worst of the worst. They just never corresponded with us. And yeah, is it problematic? Yes. In the context of this investigation, yes, it is. Like you should give us the stuff so you can, I want to support companies that are transparent. With that said, maybe they're just really good and maybe they didn't get to any of our 3, 4, 5 emails and maybe they just need better customer service. So I'm going to start off by going over the companies that really, we just never corresponded with them. We tried multiple times and we've logged it, but they just never got back to us. Maybe they're busy, or again, maybe their customer service is really shitty. So this is the first level that we'll go into. So let me start going into these brands. Some of them are really popular. Aya, A-I-Y-A, having good to contact with them, no correspondence. Alfred's, Asha Tea House, Andrew Wheels, Matcha, Kari, Breakaway Matcha, I'm not actually not surprised. They didn't expect, I didn't. Breakaway Matcha, I'm actually not surprised. They're not big fans of the show. So we didn't get anything from them. Chamberlain, Crafty, Lee Leaf. One that was actually surprising. I can't believe we couldn't get into contact or get any correspondence from Encha. E-N-C-H-A. The Encha on my last matcha, I only got loyalty to whoever's showing up right now. And right now, there's other brands right now that showed up. And listen, most likely Encha is still a top one. In this review, I can't say that. What's the other ones? Fat Fuel, didn't hear anything about them. Further Food, there's some influencers out there that support that one. I don't know. We just never got anything from them. Genius Matcha, Go Matcha, not to be confused with Go Matcha. Hibiki An, In the Pursuit of Tea. Ipoto's a natural one. Junbi, Kachava, I didn't even know they had matcha, but didn't hear from them at all. Kettle, Kirkland, Koala Tea, Laird, I didn't hear anything from them. Ito N, Matcha Maiko, Matcha Bar, Matcha DNA, Matcha Ninja, Midori Spring, Mighty Leaf, Morning Rituals, Naoki, Nakohama, Roxas, Organic Burst, O Organics, Pure Matcha, Sencha, which is a popular one, Soar, Spirit Tea, unfortunately Tenzo, Thrive Market, TJ, West Home Tea, Farm, Whole Foods 365, and Within Us. All right, that was the longest list, so we can take a little breath now. I didn't get anything from those companies. So the next tier that I'm going to talk about, here are companies that actually shared information with us, but they need improvement. From my side looking in, they just need improvement. They either need, some of the testing was incomplete. Maybe some of the companies shared the testing, but on the third-party testing, it still wasn't that good. So shout out to these companies for at least corresponding with us and some of you showing up and sharing this testing, but this is not the top tier. Symbiotica, I think it's on its way to being a good matcha. There's one heavy metal that needs to be lower, and once it is, I'm pretty sure that they might be able to make the top ones. But for now, if you like them and you like the taste, then great, but just know that their heavy metal report can be better. Dirt Tea. They sent us a certificate of analysis, but didn't have anything on heavy metal. So with the report, I don't know anything. Do Matcha, D-O. I was really rooting for this one, right? It's USDA organic. It comes from a quality insurance lab, but their third-party test was incomplete. It didn't have results for heavy metals, especially the ones that I'm most concerned with, like lead. Jade Leaf, I swear this one in itself could also be in the top category. It's organic. They say that everything's under Proposition 65. They just weren't able to share the certificate of analysis. And it's really important because part of the criteria for this is transparency. Part of the criteria is a company that's proud and does the testing and wants to put on their website, wants to give it to people when it's asked. Jade, I feel like Symbiotica are two, I wish they were better, but not in this go around. We had a response, but no testing from Matchaful and Maizuba. MRM is another one. They gave us some information, but their certificate of analysis had nothing about heavy metals, as was our request. Rasa, heavy metals could be lower. I really wish they were organic. I wish they had better quality assurance on their manufacturing process. Maybe next year. Sunfood, they did provide, but their lead was too high. So it is what it is. If you want Sunfood, but just no lead is too high. Terrasol, many years ago, they had some of the best cacao. They had an incomplete report when we asked for it. Not much info to say that it's good, so I can't really speak on Terrasol. Anyway, I'm tired of this. Let's get to the best of the best. We want to know what matchas out there are the best of the best, and I'm so excited to talk about some new brands. Every year, the same brands make it. We got some new friends in the house. Now, I will say this before anything. This is in no particular order. These are just my favorite matchas that I reviewed, and these companies were high quality, low, negligible to no heavy metals, good amounts of L-theanine, good amounts of antioxidants. They are USDA organic, clean matcha that is, from me looking at it, outside looking in. So remember, in no particular order, Anima Mundi, GMP certified, USDA organic, lowest to undetectable heavy metals. They didn't send us any reads on L-theanine and EGCG, but at minimum, in a quality matcha like this, the companies have them at good levels. One of the ones that has made one of the top matchas over the years has been Peak. I've seen their testing in the past. They have sent their updated testing to the team, and really, really, really one of the best ones out there. Low heavy metals. They quadruple test for heavy metals, radiation, microbiology, and pesticides. Really clean, really strong, really potent. Yeah, it's just one of the best ones. It makes one of the best ones every single year. It's not surprising. It's really strong matcha. So Peak makes one of the best matchas of the year. California Gold Nutrition. To be honest, I've never heard about them. When they came up on the Excel sheet, I was just like, okay, here's another one that's going to be so. Actually, GMP certified lab, USDA organic, lowest to undetectable heavy metals, a fantastic one, clean. Some other really, really good brands that came up off the Excel sheet that look really good, that checked up all the boxes, just like these two. Bloom, B-L-U-M-E. Element, E-L-E-M-E-N-T. One of the highest EGCGs I found in matcha. And remember, the EGCG is that antioxidant that gives you all of those therapeutic benefits. Interestingly enough, Element had some of the highest ones. And actually, some of these I wish they gave the full report with. All these companies gave me EGCG and L-theanine. I was really impressed by the EGCG and Element. Got Matcha, G-O-T Matcha, one of my personal favorites. It's organic, undetectable levels of heavy metals. The highest L-theanine level I found in matcha, really good one. And the last top tier matcha is Matcha Bloom, another one that had all the checkoffs. Fantastic company, transparent. So there you go. Those are my 6 best matchas in no particular order. Remember it. That was Anima Mundi, California Gold, Bloom, Element, Got Matcha, and Matcha Bloom. There you have it. My favorite matchas. I hope you enjoyed this show. Now go support the companies that are supporting you.